Welcome back to another episode of the Mindset series. My name's Rochelle and today's topic is motivation. Let's get started. What most people don't realise is motivation is something that comes and goes. It's not always going to be there. And with that, people think that success comes from motivation, willpower, discipline, or trying harder, which don't get me wrong, those things all matter, but when we get down to it, we all know that motivation doesn't last. That's why we can't continue doing something purely off motivation alone. So the shift that changes everything is creating systems and reducing friction. So what most successful people will do is they'll create systems for everyday tasks, for tasks at work, tasks at home, tasks in everyday life, that make doing those tasks as simple as possible. And this reduces friction or your barrier to entry or your barrier to participation or your barrier to complete whatever task it is. And essentially that's what successful people are doing, is lowering that barrier so that you can complete those things quickly and that you don't have to rely on motivation to get those things done. So think about any other system that you've ever used. It could be software, it could be like a process that you use in your job. When we use a system, we know that because we have that system in place, there's a step after step after step in the process, and this tends to run, kind of in the background without us even having to put much thought towards it. Creating that kind of structure or a system to success or towards successful habits or habits that you want that you maybe don't have or that you can't commit to because you're lacking motivation, which is understandable. It's not going to last forever. Usually you get motivated at the very start of something exciting, like, oh, I'm going to start working out, and then you go for the first 2 weeks and it's amazing, and then after that you tend to drop off. And why is that? Because it starts to become really difficult and it's not something that you seem to be able to fit into your life. So in order to do that, you're going to need to create a system for yourself, and that could look like setting out your gym clothes the night before. So when you wake up, you know that you've got those clothes straight away to put on and you can head straight to the gym. You don't have to think about it, when my alarm goes off, I've got to find something to wear, get dressed. No, you need to make it as simple as it possibly can be. So that could mean maybe your alarm goes off, you give yourself 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you get up. You see those gym clothes laid out, you put them on, you put your shoes straight on, you head to the kitchen, you have your coffee, maybe you have your vitamins while you're having your coffee, maybe you make yourself a piece of toast, and then you head to the gym. It needs to be so systematic and so process-based that it's almost robotic, that you know that this is what you have to do, and that's what's going to get you the habit of going to the gym 4 days a week, right? And this can be used, and systems can be used with so many parts of our lives, from like our physical health, maybe it's eating healthy, planning out your meals, meal prepping. That's a way of using a system to make the barrier to eating healthy easier, because all your foods would already be prepped, you'd know exactly what you're eating for the week, and you'll just consume those things that you've already made. Now, systems alone aren't going to get you your success or get you your goal or your dream or the habits that you want, right? We do have to have some non-negotiables. We do have to commit to these in a way that once you've designed the system and you know the system's working efficiently for you, you have to follow through with that system. You have to follow that plan over how you feel every single time. And that's how the system will work. The system's not going to work if you just create it and don't do anything, right? Like, you have to commit to the system once you've created it to actually get the result. And a great thing about this is that you can design your environment for success in whatever it is you're using a system for. So in the example of eating healthy, you can make sure that in your house you don't have a bunch of junk food lying around for you to reach for. The only foods that you have available are the foods that you've meal prepped and you know they're healthy because you've planned that out. You've brought all your groceries, you've made the healthy meals, and that's all you have in the fridge, that's all you have in the house. All you can eat is healthy foods, right? And there you go. That system has just allowed you to become a healthy person. You're eating healthy, nourishing foods. And by creating that successful environment of not having junk food around, when you get hungry, you don't have any other options to reach for. You're just reaching for what you have. So that's a fantastic example of how the system is working for you, but also you creating that environment for the system to thrive and to allow you to commit to that and actually maintain the habits that you're trying to build. Other examples that aren't so much life related could be in work or like producing content. Like you could pick one day a week where you film a bunch of videos and you batch your content and then upload them. That's a system, instead of leaving it to when you have time, because what you'll find is that you don't find time to do these things. You have to make time to do these things. So great example today, I really was not bothered to film a video, and then I thought to myself, no, I need to do this because I'm not living my life the same anymore. I'm taking action and I'm staying true to my word and I'm respecting myself in that way. So I'm deciding to sit down now for 20, 30, 40 minutes and film a bunch of videos that I can edit and upload over the weeks to come. That's a fantastic example of a system that's allowing me to get a bunch of work done and then upload it. It's reducing the barrier to entry because I only have to get ready once, I only have to set up the camera once, and then for a couple of weeks I can edit these videos and upload them. Like, that's what I'm talking about, is reducing your barrier to participation, reducing the need for motivation. I don't need to feel motivated because I am committed enough to my goal and to my outcome, to my success, that all I have to do is sit down, turn this on once, film a few videos, and I'm good to go, right? And don't get me wrong, motivation is going to play like an extremely important role in pushing you towards your goals, but we have to acknowledge that it is going to be up and down and it is going to be really sporadic. And when we are going through times when our motivation is low, we really need to fall back on those systems that we're creating. So you need to have a think about what it is that's going to make whatever you want to do as easy as possible. Whether it's, preparing things early, having things laid out in order of, the habits that you do, putting your vitamins next to your toothbrush. It literally could be anything. And essentially, once you've designed your system, you're switching completely from having to rely on like your discipline and motivation to do something to relying on a systematic process of something that you don't have to put any mental energy towards. You just do the action because it becomes habitual. So essentially, you need to be repeating this over and over and over again for it to become systematic. Like, we can't do it once and be like, cool, we have a system. We need to do it so many times that it's our routine. It's what we do every day without a doubt, and that's going to reduce a lot of your mental load and make things a lot easier when you know that things happen step after step after step. And without doing that or having a system, you are relying on motivation, which isn't always going to be there, so you're likely to fail, you're likely to give up, and you're also expending so much mental energy thinking about what you have to do, when you have to do it, blah blah blah. And really, if you reframe that, all that energy can be used in actually executing the action or the system that you've put in place, as opposed to just thinking about it or worrying about what you have to do and when. So I hope this video helped you realize that relying on motivation is not going to get you where you need to be, that you are going to have to create, intentional systems for yourself that are going to produce the results that you want. And the reason I haven't given you an exact example of this is because it's going to be vastly different depending on what your desired outcome is. So really just have a think about what are 3 things I could do to make whatever it is that you want to do way easier. Is it ordering your food online and getting it delivered? Is it getting a cleaner? Is it laying out your gym clothes the night before? Is it meal prepping? There's so many things. It could be anything depending on your outcome. So have a think about what 3 things you could do are that are going to reduce your barrier to participation. And I promise you, once you implement a system and repeat that, it's going to become a habit and it's going to make your life so much easier, and you're going to be so much more successful once you have that. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time in the next episode of the Mindset series.